Hi, hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I like to talk about books. If you've watched before, you probably know that I am really bad and sporadic with my posting, so I'm going to try to be more consistent with it. That's something that's a goal of mine through the rest of the year and into next year. I want to post once a week and maybe pick a day, Tuesday, Thursday, something like that. I don't know. That's what people do. I'm gonna try to do it. But anyway, let's just get into what I'm here to talk about today, which is books. I know, it's kind of a new thing, shocking. I never talk about books. I didn't think I would be doing another book haul this soon because I did one not that long ago. I was book shopping, but here we are, and I've been book shopping again. Lo and behold, I've got more things to read and have on my shelves, but I've actually run out of bookshelves, so I have things to have in stacks on my windowsill. But anyway, that aside, I want to talk a little bit about some of the books I've just gotten recently. Let's just start talking about them, because the first book that I bought recently is actually the most recent review that I did on my channel. So if you haven't watched that, I'll put a link to it. I just reviewed this last week, and I read it because I read the guest list when I was in Ireland and I liked it, but I'd heard really good things about The Hunting Party, and so I bought it, picked it up, read it, actually liked it quite a bit more than the guest list. If you want to know more about that, just watch my review. But basically, yeah, I read it and bought it because I heard good things about it, and I was like, I feel like it's worth buying because I might lend it out. Probably a lot of people still want to read it and haven't. And so a lot of times I pick up books like that because I just feel like I'll definitely be able to lend it out. And I also do a lot of trades at my little library near me, so I will trade it for another book. People are really active in my local little free library, so there's actually a lot of good releases, new releases, good books in there, actually good books to read. So I also put in my fair share of good and pretty new and high quality books, because you get what you give. So yeah, definitely thought it was worth it to buy this. I mean, I'm also really pro borrowing, lending, libraries. I'm really pro all of that, but I do like to support authors, and I also think a lot of times if I can afford to buy a book, that facilitates other people reading it too, other people I know. I know it's very consumerist, there's a lot of that in book buying, but I love books. I love going book shopping, I love having books, so you know what, it's okay. But again, like I said, I think it facilitates more people I know reading them, because a lot of people these days don't necessarily want to go to a library, even a little free library or a book swap. They just want to be lent something when they're at someone's house. So I've noticed that a lot of people I know seem to read more when they borrow my books, and I love it. Anyway, on to the next thing that I just got, which is Made, and this is probably, I'm gonna read this next because I'm really excited about it. I actually just watched the Netflix series, the Netflix limited series based on this book, and I really enjoyed it. I actually haven't really watched TV or movies that much lately. I've just really been reading, or I don't even know, I've just been reading really. I haven't really been watching TV or movies, but that one I watched a couple weeks ago, and it was incredible. It was so good. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend it, but definitely there are some trigger warnings for being in a relationship that's not that great. I don't know, I just want to give a recommendation for that show because I've been in a relationship like that, and I didn't have a child in that relationship, luckily. That was really good. But I felt like it was a very accurate portrayal in that limited series about what it's like to be in an abusive relationship. To me, it felt really accurate and similar to what I personally experienced. I know everyone's experiences are different, but I really thought it was a great portrayal. I thought that everybody just did a really good job with that. It felt very realistic to me, and it was a good show, so I recommend the show. And then I found out it was based on a book, so I was like, I have to read the book. like I have to read the book, right? So we'll see if this is good. I've actually already read the foreword, which is by Barbara Ehrenreich, who wrote Nickel and Dimed, which was such a good book. So that makes me kind of excited for it. Enough about that. Let's move on to my next book that I just got, which is called Honoring Tom Cairn, a centenary expedition with the Cairn family. And I got this actually when I was in Ireland. I went to a brewery restaurant place that's called Tom Cairn Brewery, I think is what it's called. And it's run by the granddaughter of this Arctic explorer. He was an Irish guy who was an Arctic explorer. He was on the Shackleton expedition, and basically this is his family, some members of his family, some of his like grandchildren, I guess, I don't know. They go on the same expedition that he went on, and they like wrote a book about it, and I thought it was really cool. I don't know, I like that restaurant. I thought it was super cool that his granddaughter like cooked our food and like worked there, and and it was amazing food. It was really good. Everybody was super nice, and I saw that they had books like this in the front. I actually wish I would have gotten, there were 2 books that I kind of wanted, but I was like, just get the one. I'm excited to read it. It's about them recreating his Antarctic exploration, and I think it'll be kind of a cool thing to see them recreate that. I think it's a really cool like tie to your ancestry and your ancestors to do something like that. So, and I also think it's very wintry, so that'll be fun to read. The next book on my list, also very wintry, also kind of, I mean, don't make fun of me, it's like a Lifetime original movie kind of book, but I got it anyway because it just sounded kind of cute, and I don't know. It's called Christmas by the Book, and it was just giving me vibes with this cover. It was just giving me vibes. Lily gave it the okay. My baby was like, yeah, let's grab that book. And I was like, okay, let's get this book. But it's basically about this like older couple who have run their bookstore in this little village for 30 years, but I guess times are kind of getting rough and tough, and it's gonna close soon. Anyway, they start like cheering people up by delivering them books, and it sounds like it's gonna be one of those really heartwarming stories, and it's good to throw one of those in here and there. I'm not expecting it to be like the greatest piece of literature I've ever read, but it looks cute and it sounds like a heartwarming little Christmas read to give me the warm fuzzies this time of year. Gonna put on my Christmas pajamas, gonna have some gingerbread cookies, gonna read this bad boy, and like it's gonna be a good time, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a mood, it's gonna be a vibe. I mean, like, how can you say no? Are you kidding me? There's like a little dog in the window of their cute little bookstore. I think I just bought it because I actually want to be living their lives. So anyway, the last thing I got is a new David Sedaris book, which is awesome because David Sedaris is for sure one of my favorite authors. I actually buy like all of his books when they come out, and have basically like an entire shelf practically that's David Sedaris on my bookshelf, and I don't care, I love it. I even like for a while had a couple duplicates of his books, which sounds insane, but I would give them away as gifts a lot. So I'm really excited to read this. Haven't cracked into it yet. This is probably, maybe I'll read this after Maid. Honestly, I think I might read this after Maid because I kind of can't wait. So I'm really excited. This is basically a bunch of his diaries, and I think most of them are essentially unpublished until now, I think. It's diaries from 2003 to 2020. So that's kind of a while. That's really a span. I'm super excited to see what his thoughts are during that time period. And it's wild to think about like what his thoughts will be on different like current events that are no longer current. So I think that that'll be really funny. I mean, I just think David Sedaris is so humorous, so witty, and I love his stories. They're just pure like fun reads for me, but they also have like those family dynamics that I love, and they're not devoid of emotion, they're not devoid of empathy and sympathy, but I just think that he's hilarious and super excited to read this. Might have to do a review or some sort of reading vlog on it because I'm so excited. That's all of the books that I got in my book haul. Let me know below if you have read any of these books, if you're looking forward to any of these books. If you want to make fun of me for picking out any of these books, you can absolutely do that because there are some dorky picks in the mix. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all of that. I'm really excited to get to 500 subscribers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot for me. So please subscribe if you are at all interested. I will see you later.